Welcome to the Python Crash course. This is a completely optional section that is dedicated to teaching you the fundamentals, the basics, the rudiments of the Python programming language upon which the Pandas data analysis library is built. So the reason this section exists is so that we can cater to all kinds of different students that are taking this course. I know there's at least 3 different categories of students that are common watchers. I know there are existing software developers and engineers who have experience with some programming languages, but perhaps not Python specifically. I also know there are people who are Python developers, but who have not worked specifically with Pandas before. And there's also that third category of student, and this is the one that I honestly empathize the most with because it's sort of my backstory, and that is data analysts who have prior experience in something like Excel or Google Sheets or spreadsheet software, but who have no actual experience with programming in any language whatsoever. And I want this course to be dynamic and flexible and catering to as many different needs as possible. So this section is for those people who want some refresher on Python or perhaps a basic introduction to the language before we get specifically into Pandas. It's up to you how much of this section you want to watch. If you feel comfortable with Python, feel free to skip it. If you have explored Python before, but it's been a couple years, maybe you can watch these videos at 2x speed and just fly through them. And if you're coming into this from scratch and you've never worked with programming before, that's totally fine as well. We're going to walk you through it at a pretty comfortable pace, not too fast, not too slow, but you can watch these videos and you can watch them sequentially. And if you want to just, tune into a specific video that covers a topic you may not know, that's totally fine as well. If you want to come back to these videos after starting the Pandas section to review some of these core mechanics of the language, that's totally fine as well. And obviously, this is not going to be a comprehensive Python course. There are other resources available if you want to dive really deep into all of these ideas. We're just going to give you a basic introduction and focus on the key concepts that are important for working with Pandas, such as the base data structures in Python like strings, numbers, lists, dictionaries, tuples, sets, etc. So we're not going to focus too much on the programming side of it, so to speak. We're going to focus on the core building blocks of Python that become really handy when we start working with Pandas, okay? So let's begin by creating a new Jupyter notebook. So right here in my interface, I'm going to click New and select Python 3. I'm going to give this notebook a name of Python Crash Course. And the only other thing I want to do in this lesson is to create a few cells for me to work with. So I'll press Escape to enter into command mode and then hold the B key or below to create a few cells below. All right. And that's really all we need to do in this lesson. In the very next lesson, we'll start diving into some of the basics of Python. I'm going to try to focus the lessons so they're all self-contained and you can tune in on whatever topic it is that you're interested in. Again, if you're brand new to this, welcome to programming. It's really exciting to have you here. I'm a little bit jealous because I remember what it was like to be in your shoes and discovering all of this wonderful technology for the first time. But you can feel free to watch these lessons in sequence. All right.